Alright guys, welcome back to this nice little tutorial about modeling a horror shack. You ask in the comments and I deliver. So to start with, we are going to delete the camera and the light. We don't need them. Then I go up to the shading tab, the lighting tab, and go to matcap and our clay matte. These are general stuff I'm doing in every project. I like this clay stuff and I like to model it in this way. Then I have to turn on the cavity with both. I think, yeah, both is the best one. And now we can start. So the first thing you have to do is just to lay the base. So this one will be our base or our floor. Go into edit mode and scale it a little bit on the Z-axis. So now we have to just to straighten it on the Y-axis. But first I have to turn on the move gizmo. So I can just drag it like that. Then the next thing, maybe we can just add a mirror modifier, but first let me turn on my screencast key so we can see what I'm doing. So, all right. I'm going to delete 1/2 so we can just add our mirror modifier. And now we can just drag and drop it like we want. Maybe that's about 3 meters. That's maybe enough, I think. But we can just adjust this later on if we need to. Alright, so the foundation is done. Now we can start with our wood planks. So to add this wood plank, just add a cube. Go into edit mode, scale it down the size of the plank you want. Maybe that's enough. And obviously in the Y-axis, it has to be a little bit tinier like this. All right. So I think first we have to do the, let me think, the corner. So just rotate it. Take it in position. Maybe you have to do it a little bit bigger. And take it roughly in position. It don't has to be perfect because it's just a human-made shack, so it can just be imperfect. And we are going to scale this a little bit up. So maybe that's enough. Add a mirror modifier for the other part. And now we can just select all and duplicate it and take it in position on the back side. All right. Good. Now we can do the inner part, but first we have to determine where it be our door. So I think I'm going to make a door that you can slide, like a barn maybe. So let's do a reference. I just delete 1/2 of a cube. This part here will be maybe another part of the wood planks, and on that, so it's 1 meter, 2 meters. Let it be about that size, like that. And on this side, we have to do our door. So copy this edge, and I like to just adjust it a little bit beside of the other cube. And now we can just extrude it out. So maybe this size, let me see. It's about 1 meter. 1 meter is enough, like that. And this is 2 meters. 50, yeah, it's enough, I think. All right, now we have to do the spacing in here. So just go a little bit back. and we're good to go. All right. This one will be our door, and this is our reference in the middle. So I'm just calling it door. Let me turn off the measuring. And now we can make our wood in here in the middle, in the spacing. To do that, just select this this face in here, duplicate it with Shift D, and rotate it on the y-axis, extrude it up just a little bit. And now you have your plank. Scale it on the y-axis. We have to scale it all on the y-axis. Just make it smaller. And now we can make it on the x-axis just a little bit smaller. Good. To make a little bit of a variation in this wood, we can add some loop cuts in here, maybe 4 loop cuts. And now we can just make some variation in here, like that. Not too much, just a little bit. Select all, duplicate it, maybe rotate it on the y-axis so we have two-sided, and another time slide it a little bit and make some variation. I think 3 are enough for now. And now we can just take this 3 and copy and paste it in this hole in here. So let me take the first one. I'm gonna put it in here, just scale it in the right position. And with door we have to be a little bit behind. You have to just recalculate the normals because it was inverted. And I see we can go with our floor a little bit back, because we can go with our door down like that. And we have to go with this corner a little bit back. Yeah, we have to find the right spot. I think that's good. So now we can just select the other one, maybe this one, and put it in place, scale it on the y-axis. And you see we have now some variation in the wood. Maybe this is a little bit too much. But you see this spacing in the middle, and that's looking so far good. All right, and now we are continuing this all the way up. So just these two, and that's enough. On this side we're now I let this on this height. So we have to close this gap in here. To do that, we can just select this this wood parts, just this half of this wood parts, and I'm gonna deselect this. And you can just extrude it like this, maybe activate clipping, so we're closed in here. Delete the faces inside, and now we can just add some loop cuts again. All right, looking good so far. So I'm going to separate this by selection, and this 3 I'm going to put in the collection ref maybe. So we can just deselect it. And now we have to close this gap on the side. It's very easy. Just copy this this woods here, duplicate it. Oh, maybe you have just deactivate clipping, so we can slide it on the x-axis, separate by selection, and now we can rotate it on the y-axis and on the z-axis. Good, now put it in position. And in here we have to do the same thing. So just slide this, this part up, add some variation, and we are good to go. We have a little bit of a gap in here, so we have just to adjust it a little bit more. And you can do the same thing in here. Select some parts and just duplicate it. It's looking good so far. Later on we are going to add maybe some windows in here, and up here we have to add a window, but it's very easy. I'm gonna show it to you very soon, but first we have to select this upper part, scale Z0, and it's all about, it's all on the same height. And we are done with our site. So we have to do now our backside. To do that, just copy a large part, maybe more, duplicate it, and now we can put it aside, rotate it. Maybe I'm going in backside, rotate it on the z-axis, rotate it on another time on the y-axis. And now we are going to separate it so we can delete our mirror modifier. We don't need that. And we are going to put it, oh, maybe we just need this mirror modifier anyway. I'm going to undo it. And with this selected, clipping on, we can just go in position. Maybe a little bit more up, and we have to be on the same size up here. It's enough, and I'm going to delete the upper half, and we are done with the backside for now. We're going to add some windows or other stuff, but first we have to select all and delete by distance, because we have a lot in here and it has to be deleted. And maybe the faces in here we don't need anyway. So just select it and delete these faces. We don't need this type of, what's going on here? What's going on here? Okay, I'm going to undo this because we can't do that like that. So we have to do another method. So, all right, good. The thing I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to slide this on the side like that, not too much. I'm going position back. Now I'm going up. All right. I'm going to delete the upper half. I don't need this. I'm going to delete these vertices in here, and with this selected, scale X0, and we're just in the wood in here so we don't see the faces missing. And I'm going to deactivate the mirror modifier because I'm going just to delete this these faces in here, we don't need them. So select it and delete by faces. and we're good to go. Alright, the first half of this shack is done, and the next thing what we are going to do is our roof. For the roof we can just do the same thing we have done here on the front. So we're going to select this corner piece. We are going to duplicate it, so we can just put it up here, rotate it by 45 degrees minus maybe. We have to see if it's fitting, but I think it's good. Yeah, that's good. That's good enough. Up here we have to close, but first we have to see if it's fitting in here. So maybe we can just put it a little bit back on the y-axis. So we have this little gap in here. Maybe that's enough. And now we have just to close the upper part. So select this part here, activate clipping. Or maybe no, don't activate clipping because we have to, because we are going to make in here another wooden part. So it's closing up in that way. All right. I'm going to select this another time, duplicate it and separate by selection. Take the selection. Now I'm going to delete the mirror modifier. I don't need it anymore. And I'm going to put it in the middle, rotate it on the x-axis by 90 degrees. Make it bigger, maybe on the z-axis, on the y-axis a little bit. And put it up here. All right. Now we have to figure out where's the middle of this object. So we are just on both sides with the same spacing in here. So I'm going to add a loop cut. So we now know where's the middle of this object. And we can put it in the right place. All right, it's looking good. So now I'm going to put it back, all the way back. But first I'm going to select this this part here, duplicate it, put it in the back area. Like that. And now we can just go back with this here. All right, looking good so far. Now we can do some fancy stuff up here if you want to. Maybe we can just select this part going a little bit inwards, or you can just go down and extrude it up like that. Go with this a little bit back and create some interesting shape. So you can do whatever you want in here, but as you can see, you have to be straight with this line. But for now, I'm going to undo the changes because we can do this stuff later on. For now, for the blocking, we don't go too crazy, so we have to do it later on. And now we can just take this front part and just duplicate it up. And we are good. Now for this part that's open up, I'm going to select the upper wood and just put it a little bit down so we can close this gap. All right, you see we have a little bit of a gap in here. That's because we have to go a little bit back with the front. So just select the whole thing. I'm going a little bit down to close this gap up here. And now I'm going back like this. All right, in here we can just put another wood if you want to. So maybe like that. I'm going to delete this part. So we have just our part down here. Rotate it. and put it in place with clipping on. So we can close this gap. Like this. Looking good so far. With this I'm going back, so we can close up this gap. Maybe not too much, because we have to go in here with another wood. Alright, with this I'm going like this, and now we can select the whole part, rotate it by the x-axis by 90 degrees, but first deselect the clipping, 90 degrees, and now we can just put it in place. Copy and duplicate this foot here, put it back, and you're done with this part so far. Alright, it's looking good. Now we are doing this part up here. It's very easy to do, so we have just to slide a little bit and delete some vertices we don't need. Like this part we don't need. We can do this maybe like that with the face selection mode. Delete the faces. Yeah, that's maybe the best way we can do it. Slide with our vertices in the wood. That's the wood we have to be. So that's the area we have to be in it. And you can just select the part that's out of this area and just slide it back. Alright, that's looking good. I think this gap is a little bit too much. Especially we have another gap in here, so just select this upper part here and move a little bit down so we can close this gap, and it's not too obvious that's copied and pasted. Same thing down here. And we are good. Alright, we're going to copy the whole thing, so we can just duplicate it and put it back. And we can close this gap up here. Alright. Don't worry for the cool stuff, the horror stuff. In brackets we can do later on some cool breakdown of the wood. But first we have to just to block out the main building. For the roof, I don't know how we can do the roof. Maybe some metal in here. I think some metal would be good. So to do that, just add a plane. Go in edit mode, take it a little bit up, and scale it roughly in position. So I think if we go just like that, and here we are good to go. And now we can just subdivide it. Now we can just add some loop cuts in here. Maybe 30 is enough. I don't know. We have just to see. Select all the loop cuts you made. With Control B, you can bevel it. And put another 2 loop cuts in here. And now we can select these faces in here. And grab it a little bit up, like that. Alright, the same thing we have to do in the middle in here. So just put some loop cuts. Alright, select these faces you just created. And put it maybe down. So you have this this wave form in here, but you have to shade it smooth so it's not too obvious. And put some, where is it? Normals auto smooth on. Maybe go a little bit down, so more down. So we have this waveform. Now we can just select this part, put it a little bit back. So it's just our border. And now we can select all and put it in place. Rotate it by 45 degrees, so we are just in the right angle at the beginning. And put it all the way up. It has to sit on the wood. So just put it up here for the beginning. Take this part and put it manually in here. Like this. So now we have to close the gap. We can just close by select all and scale by the y-axis. So we can just scale it a little bit outward like that. And we have this little waveform rooftop. You see we have to recalculate our normals. So go in edit mode, spacebar, recalc outside. That's doing nothing. So if I'm going to control the face orientation, we are just in the right face orientation. So it's just looking, it's the wrong, but it's the right face orientation. All right. Now we can do some spacing in here because this area isn't flat, but for later on we have to delete the other half. So just add a, where is it? Solidify modifier and just go in the right direction. Activate even thickness, go maybe a little bit less. And in here we have to place this part better. So we are just sitting on top. Same thing up here. And we have closed this rooftop. That's looking very strange, this this roof, but yeah, I don't know. If you want to, maybe it's better. You can just select this wood, go a little bit in, so like that. And with our rooftop, we can go all the way down, like this. But you see we have a little bit of a problem in here. We have to go a little bit more inward. Or maybe we are staying here, so we have this this wood holding, but with this edge we can go down like that. Just add another mirror modifier for the other side, and our roof is done so far. If you don't like this roof, oh, maybe we have first to close this gap here. This area here, it's taking some problems, but it's making some problems, not taking the problem. We have to just slide a little bit back with this wood, so we don't have this clipping. Ah, that's the part, okay. Just play a little bit with the wood. It's fitting good. It has not to be perfect, but just to stay a little bit in here and looking good. So maybe with this part we go a little bit outward. All right, down the front, do the same thing on the back. And we are good.